Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia here for Sunday morning coffee. How is everybody doing? It's a beautiful day, another beautiful day here in Bangkok, Thailand. I was out yesterday morning, did a video, and I'll post that after this live stream on the members page. And then it'll post next week to the general public. But it's basically a Q&A thing, some of the weird questions I've been asked on my YouTube channel over the last year. But I was out yesterday and it was just beautiful, about 70 degrees. It's 70 degrees right now. Cool temps, beautiful day. The sun is shining. Super happy to be here. And yeah, everything's good. Everything's just been great. Back here in Bangkok now for a little over a week. I got back on the day before New Year's Eve from the Philippines. My trip to the Philippines wasn't fantastic. It was okay, but just wasn't great. I got sick, got an eye infection. What else? A couple of my friends couldn't be there. One was sick. He had to go back to the province where he lives. And another one's mother fell and broke her arm, I believe. So he had to fly back to New York on an emergency to take care of his mom. So there are only a couple of my friends that I got to meet up with. One of them had, he's married to a Filipina, so he had family there and over the Christmas break, so he couldn't get away a lot. So yeah, it was okay though, other than being sick and that sort of thing. But yeah, everything's good now. I'm back here and the weather's fantastic. And I did a budget video. We can go over that here on the live stream today. If you haven't seen the video, I'll kind of go over what my December budget was for here in Bangkok. But we'll wait. We'll hang out a little bit until more people get on board here. Let's check, make sure I'm coming in okay, guys. Video and audio looks and sounds okay on my end, but you never know. So Harp 1791 says, good morning, JJ. Good morning, Harp. Thanks for coming on board this morning. George, hi from Florida. Hello, George. Thanks for dropping in. Bruce Brookshaw says, what do you hope for? What do I hope for New Year's? For the new year? Is that what you mean? Just to continue to being happy. You know, personally, with my YouTube channel, I want to hit 20,000 subscribers. That would be cool to get to that this year. I just keep trying to put out good advice and good videos for you guys. That's the main thing, and just enjoy my life. Just you know, continue to learn Thai and continue to grow, and not be a creep like that guy in the Philippines that I just saw about today. That I think he got arrested. I don't know if he got arrested, but they had a warrant and they confiscated all his computer equipment. So if you haven't heard any of that, we can go into that if you want, but I won't get into the deep part of that. So anyway, good morning from Perth, Australia, Western Australia. Yeah. Chris, I have a friend, a college friend that is from Perth. And he still lives in the town where we went to school. So he's been in the U.S. for, let me see, oh shoot, you know, 50 years now, I think, something like that. But he's from Perth. His dad was a geologist in Perth, Australia. So yeah, pretty cool in the western side. John says, good evening from Washington, D.C. How are things in the nation's capital? 10 a.m. here. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's 9 a.m. here, so we're not too far apart. I've wanted to go to Australia. I have a friend, a vlogger friend, and she's asked me to go there, but I never had the chance or the time. So I don't know, maybe sometime this year. John says, so in other words, the Philippines was spectacularly mediocre and you're glad to be back in Thailand. I couldn't have said it better myself, John. Spectacularly mediocre. Yeah. There were a few highlights, you know, seeing my two friends, seeing my ex-girlfriend, who her and I are still very close. Those were the highlights. The lowlights, obviously, being sick. Just where I stayed wasn't a great place. I kind of went the budget route, and I regret that a little bit. But yeah, all in all, it was okay. But I'm happy to be back. I hope it was sick grandpa. No, it was not sick grandpa. No. Let me see. Casey says hello. Hello, Casey. Chris says, do you find you're warmer sitting next to the window in your condo rather than if you're sitting further away from your window? Yeah, you can feel the heat, especially in the afternoon when the sun comes over here. But I got my AC cranked, so I'm good. My electric bill was pretty high, so we'll cover all that too. So let me see what else we've got going on. Simply Rocco says, hey, JJ from New York City. Hello, Simply Rocco. Bert says, good morning, JJ. Here in Bertie from the very south of Bangkok for my last days before I am flying back into cold Germany. Yeah, I got to meet Bertie last, when was that, Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. But he's from Germany, and he's going back, I think, on Tuesday this week. So he's flying back home to Germany. So hope you had a good time. Thank you for buying me the beer, by the way. We met at W District over there in Procanon. But he's a good guy, and hope you had a good trip. Maybe we'll see you back here. Simply Rocco says, do you have a different channel? No, I've got so my live stream, I'm doing both the landscape or the horizontal and the portrait or the vertical. So you can find me either on the normal YouTube channel or in the shorts section if you're scrolling on the shorts. So with my StreamYard, I've got that option to do that now. So I'm getting this live stream out to more people. It's hitting more options or opportunities. Let's see. Deso Mahoney says, hello from the south of Ireland. Have I missed much so far? No, we're just getting started. Haven't even dug into anything. So how's things in Ireland? I wore so this video that I'm posting this week, I've got my Six Nations Ireland rugby jersey. I'm wearing that. So, because it's thick, it's really heavy. And it was chilly yesterday morning when I went out. So I actually wore that and actually wore jeans yesterday. That's how chilly it was. It was like 70 degrees. So, but I had my Six Nations jersey. So I was representing Ireland. Let's see. Hello from South. Okay, we got that. I see. Okay. Heading back to the Philippines, but stopping by Bangkok for a week starting on the 17th. Happy New Year's. Oh, Happy New Year's, George. If you're out and about, let me know. Get a hold of me on my email, and we can meet up if you want. Where in the Philippines are you at? Where do you live? I assume you live there because you said you're heading back, or maybe you're just visiting again. Looks like from your profile picture, you've got a beautiful Filipina girlfriend or wife. So congratulations. Good on you. John says, oddly enough, I ate at a Filipino restaurant in Virginia tonight. Oh, they were still playing Christmas music, of course. The Philippines is certainly the winner for the longest Christmas. Yeah, they do Christmas great. That's another thing that's so neat. I did a video walking around BGC and showing all the Christmas decorations. So, yeah, they definitely do a good job with Christmas. That's one thing that I don't think anybody can take from them as far as how they do up Christmas, starting in September 1, and going all the way until February. Here, they're already taking the Christmas decorations down. I noticed that on Friday. They started taking Christmas decorations down, but they're already putting up the red and gold Chinese New Year's decorations. So that'll be the next big thing, is the Chinese New Year, and they'll celebrate that big time here. They celebrate it in the Philippines too, and Vietnam. They do a great job. So, yeah, it's kind of a fun time. This time of year is kind of fun because you go right from Christmas into Chinese New Year, and they don't even skip a beat. So I'll bet you when I go out next week, or if I go out later today, the malls will have the Chinese New Year stuff. Probably Msphere does a great job. If you know the M malls here in Procanong, I'm sorry, not Procanong, in Prompong, you've got three um, malls. You've got M Quartier, you've got Emporium, and then the newest one is M Sphere. M Sphere is a really cool mall, and they really do it up for Chinese New Year's. They'll have tons of decorations. They've got, I mean, the center part of the mall is like it goes all the way from the floor to the top floor. So they'll hang decorations down, and it's really neat. So I'll do a video when they get it all decorated, which I would assume it'll probably be fairly soon. I'm not sure when Chinese New Year's is this year. I think it's early February, but I'm not really sure. See, Mike from Texas. Hello from cold Dallas, 7 Celsius, which is what, about 40, 42 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. Bangkok looks nice and warm. I need to fly there. Yeah, this is the best time of year, guys. If you want to come out here, it's going to cost you a little more because it's high season, but the weather is beautiful. The temperatures are really mild. It won't even get up to 90 today. I think the high will be about 87 or 88. It will start warming up at the end of this week. Friday and Saturday, I think it's supposed to be in the low 90s, but still, that's doable. Low humidity. The air quality is good, so we don't have to worry about the pollution yet. That'll come later on, probably around February when the burning season starts up north. Then it kind of gets problematic down here. Every once in a while, the air quality gets kind of bad. So you just have to time your outings with that. But yeah, the temperatures are great. It's nice and cool. I think I saw on my weather app today that tonight, I think the low will be 67. So that's really nice. So that's almost jacket weather, and that's pretty unheard of in Bangkok. But yeah, so it's pretty awesome. I love it. Let me see. Norma Arena says, hi from the Philippines. Yes, you are right. The Philippines celebrated the longest Christmas season. Yeah, that's great. Champions again every year. They're they're the champs. Cagayan de Oro, we split our time there in Canada. So going to tour Vietnam for the 24th to the 5th of February. Okay, great. So Cagayan de Oro is in Mindanao, northern Mindanao. I will send you an email. Let's get a coffee. Okay, sounds good. Where in Vietnam are you planning on heading? There's just getting toward the end of the rainy season. I was there this time last year in Da Nang, and it was cold and rainy until like March. I think the rainy season lasted longer than normal last year. So we'll see where you're heading. Apparently, the Philippines has 2 entries into the Winter Olympics next month in the alpine skiing event. I heard the Philippines curling team did not qualify to play. Huh. How was the bobsled team? Like the Jamaican bobsled team? Wasn't that John Candy? Wasn't he the coach of that movie? In that movie, what was that called? Something running, cool running, or something like that. That was an '80s movie. '80s movie reference for you old folks like me. It's funny when we say now '80s is for old people. That really starts to date us. Used to be 60s and 70s. Now people grew up in the 60s are pretty much gone. I was even freezing this the other night. I was freezing the other night here in bed. So cool. It has been very funny. Never experienced this in Southeast Asia before. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really pleasant. The last probably 3 weeks have been really, really nice weather here. Sadly, it won't last. It will probably sometime next week or the week after, it'll start warming up and get really hot again. But you know what? That's Bangkok. That's Thailand for you, or Southeast Asia. Let's see, flying into Saigon, then Da Nang, then Hanoi, fingers crossed with no rain. Yeah. I love Da Nang. I've never been to Hanoi. I've been to Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, Never been to Hanoi. Never been that far north. But Da Nang, I love it. That's a beautiful beach. Just a great little town, great little city. It's about 1.5 million people, I think, but it doesn't feel that big. It feels more? It feels smaller um, because it's kind of split into districts or neighborhoods. So I stayed in the Anthong area, which was pretty neat for restaurants, coffee shops, bars, close to the beach. Really nice area. So I loved it. It was great. Okay, so we got just over 20 on right now. Let's see. Let's get one more chat in here. John says, rumor has it the Philippines is petitioning the Olympic Committee to make karaoke a winter Olympic event. Oh, that's funny. If they do the bobsled, or they do the not the bobsled, but they do the what's the sled that the dogs pull. If they have that event, they'll all be feral dogs that they pick up off the streets of Manila to pull their sleigh. That's funny though. Karaoke. Everybody sings karaoke in the Philippines, but not everybody can sing karaoke. So you'll hear the best voices that you've ever heard singing karaoke in the Philippines, and you'll hear the worst voices that you ever heard singing karaoke in the Philippines. But the thing is, it doesn't matter how good or bad you sound. Everybody will clap and cheer for you when you're done because it's just a party. It's just a party there. So let's see. Oh, John, you are updated with Philippine sports entry. Thank you. I hope they get it. That would be fun. I mean, they got some really stupid events in the Olympics now. So why not karaoke, right? I mean, there was one a few years back that was just ridiculous. It looked like a SNL skit is what it looked like. Some guy out there dancing. I think it might have been a girl. I don't know. I don't remember. It was either a girl or a guy in drag dancing, like free form dancing. And it kind of reminded me of Elaine in Seinfeld, where she's doing the full body vomit. That's kind of what it reminded me of. So if they could have that as an Olympic event, why not karaoke, right? Why not? Okay, so we're talking about budget. I released my budget video this past week talking about what my December budget was. And I got some good comments. I got some interesting comments on it, but I wanted to kind of talk about what I included in this breakdown because I didn't include any of my costs in the US. So I've got a storage unit in the US that's got some of my baseball memorabilia, some antiques that my dad had when I was growing up. I got an antique console stereo. He bought it in '62, I believe. So I keep that. It still works. And then some, I got some winter clothes that I need to get rid of. Some old computer stuff that I needed to destroy and get rid of the hard drives. But those things, I didn't want to move here, but I didn't have time to sell or get rid of. So I got to get back sometime this year and get rid of the rest of that stuff. Sell my baseball memorabilia or give it to somebody in the family. The stereo console, somehow maybe get it to my sister if she wants it. If not, I'll just try to sell it or give it away. The clothes, I'll just drop off at Goodwill. The computers I'll destroy because they're old. I think they're like, Windows Vista or something like that, Windows 98. But I just, destroy the hard drive and toss it. So get rid of that so I don't have that cost. That's $93 a month. I've got a car in storage back at my cousin's. I'll sell that. What else? And then the only expense I'll have in the U.S. is my cell phone with T-Mobile, and that's $55 a month. So that'll be the only thing I've got as far as expenses. But I didn't count any of that in my cost here because I wanted to give you guys a true number of what it cost me to live here in Bangkok in this condo. So I didn't count that. I didn't count my credit card because the credit cards I only use when I travel. I'll purchase my airplane tickets and my hotel when I travel. So when I went to the Philippines over Christmas, I put that on my credit card. But that's not a monthly expense. That's just a one-time thing. So I didn't put that on there. The only thing I put on this budget video was the cost I incurred here in Bangkok. So we can run down those. Let me see. Let me get caught up with chat real quick. Have you heard from Gio on the go? Yeah, he's still in Kenya. I don't know if he got his passport back yet. He sent his passport into the embassy there in Nairobi, I think, Kenya. And he's just waiting for that to get back, his new passport. But he got an email stating that they've received it, and I think they've mailed it. So he should get that anytime. But I think he's coming back here in February. So yeah, he's having a good time from everything I've seen. He had a giraffe chasing him around the other day. I saw that, so that's kind of funny. Hey, Mother Hen, good morning. Just seen another YouTube video channel tonight about Thailand's new Sexual Offense Act 2026. Visiting or living in Thailand is going to be, I think, have you seen the new rules yet, Jeff? No, I have not. Sexual Offense Act. You know, those things I don't worry about those things because I have a clean slate and I don't get into those things. So I'm not really worried about it. Actually, I did see something. I saw something vaguely about that, real quick about that this morning, but it had to do with like sexual harassment and something like that. I think it's similar to what the Philippines has, as far as if you're bothering a girl on the street and she doesn't want to be bothered, if you're, it's basically you're trying to pick her up or you're sexually harassing her. So those things. The only thing I can see now, I have not read the new law or the new act or anything like that yet. I haven't gotten a deep dive into that yet. But the only thing I could see that could be an issue is if you're down in one of the adult industry areas like Nana, Soy Cowboy, Pat Pong, those areas, and you're being propositioned and maybe one or two things. You either say no, and then she gets mad, or the ladyboy, if it's a ladyboy, gets mad, and then they can say maybe that you harass them or something like that. The other thing is if you take them up on it and you pay and you take them back to your place, and they can accuse you of whatever they want. So that's the number one reason why I stay away from those things. I don't get into those things because it's so easy to fall into those traps. And with these new offense acts that are coming up, you just never know. And generally speaking, you're guilty until proven innocent. So scary. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a deep dive into that. Check that out. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Desmond Mahoney. Do you lose your bank account after completing an education visa and going back home to my own country and returning back with a tourist visa later? Yes, you can. If you come back on a tourist visa, you can definitely lose your bank account. But my plan is, once my education's over, is to go into a retirement visa. That's the main reason that I open up that bank account, so I can do that. But, having that bank account is so easy now. I can use the ATM without any ATM fees or worrying about any exchange, currency fees, the exchange rates or anything like that. I don't have to worry about any of that. And it's so easy to pay. I was paying my rent with Wise, which was great, but you still get those fees. Now I can pay my rent with my bank account, pay it really quickly. I can pay my utilities, my water and electricity. I can pay my phone. All of that makes it so easy. So I'm glad I got that bank account open. So we'll see how it goes after that. But thank you for the six. What is that? Euro super chat? Is that euro? I don't know. I barely know dollar signs and bots. So let's see. Leering at a chick wrong could be charged. Yeah, exactly. If you're just checking some girl out innocently, even um, they could come back and say you were harassing them. But I don't know. There's so many these days, especially here in Southeast Asia. They have CCTV cameras everywhere, and so yes, it would be a hassle to go through the whole thing if you were accused of something. But I think eventually, with all the cameras that are there, they could probably find out that you didn't do anything wrong. But the whole point is you got to go through that process to make sure you're found innocent. Singapore has that law too. Okay, yeah, I think everybody's coming up with that. So all right, we're caught up with chat, and we can get back into that conversation if you guys want to. That's not a problem. I'm not really versed on the law yet, so I'm going to have to do a deep dive. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Maybe we can discuss that next Sunday if you want to. But we can discuss it now, but I don't have a lot of info on it. But let's talk about my budget. So, euro indeed. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so, oh, by the way, I put a goal for my super chats. If I hit that goal, I will spill the beans on my first experience in Soy Cowboy. So we'll see. Let's see. It seems to me that most visas that vloggers talk about are temporary, no permanent resident visas. Yeah, permanent resident is different than retirement. And I'm not sure what the definitions are, but I'm not sure if Thailand has a permanent resident visa or not. So if somebody's on here, like Marty, if you're watching, maybe you can enlighten us a little bit and give us some more information on that. But I think a retirement visa is different than a permanent resident, because a retirement visa, you actually do have to renew it. It's not permanent. Let's see. Bali is going to ask visitors to show 3-month bank statements. Wow. So that's the thing. Every countries now are kind of cracking down on the quality of visitors they're getting. And I think I think it's because of what's going on in the West, particularly in Europe and in the US, where that open border policy has just destroyed a lot of countries. I mean, look at the UK, look at Germany. I talked to Bertie this week, and we were talking about how bad Germany has gotten. The only country in Europe really that's doing well is Poland, and I think there's one other that Bertie told me about, because they don't have that open border policy. So, people are coming into the country and taking over. They're not assimilating to the country that they're going to. They're trying to make it their own country, and it's just not working. And I think these Asian countries are looking at that saying, that's not going to happen here. So we're going to crack down on the, first of all, how when and how you can get in, and how many people can come in, and how long you can stay. Thailand's doing that now. So they've really cracked down on their tourist visas. But other countries are doing the same. And they're cracking down on the quality. So like you said, with Bali asking for 3-month bank statements, Thailand can do that. That's already in there. They just don't choose to do it. I think the key is don't show up at immigration when you come into Thailand looking like you just got out of Skid Row. Dress a little nice and look presentable, and they'll probably let you through without any questions. If you look like a bum, they'll probably look at you and think you're a bum, and then they have that right to ask, how much money do you have on you? Because you have to have a minimum amount, and I'm not sure what it is now, but you have to have that minimum amount of money in order to come into Thailand. And a lot of countries are like that. I think even the Philippines is like that, but they never ask. I mean, I've rarely heard of anybody being asked. I've seen a couple of videos of young backpackers being denied entry into Thailand because they were asked to show how much money they had on hand. But I'll tell you what, yeah, it's the way they dress. I'll bet you. I'll bet you anything that it's the way they dress. And if they don't look like they've got any money, then they're going to get asked to show what they've got. That's my opinion, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I like the fact, and I think I talked about this last week. Patty Doyle did a year-end video, and he was asked, what do you think of what's Bangkok or what's Thailand going to be like in 5 or 10 years? And he said it's going to be better. And I agree with him. And this is the reason why. One of the reasons is because of the fact that they're looking for better quality people coming in. And so they're not going to have that open border policy. So they're not going to be overrun. Now, I will push back a little bit on that, because you see some countries, and I won't mention, but you see some countries where you got tons of them coming in, and they're just not very quality type of people. I will not mention what countries. You can think for yourself and figure that out probably. But anyway, I think, and just the way the infrastructure is coming around, I think Bangkok's going to be fantastic. I think Thailand's going to be a great country moving forward. So I'm excited about retiring here. Definitely. High quality visitors. Yep, absolutely, Gary. Yeah, that's what they're looking for. Tourism was down in 2025, like 7% or something like that. But revenue from tourists was up. So that kind of equates to what they're looking at. They're looking for that higher quality visitor. It's a growing trend. They don't want Western refugees. Exactly. Yeah. Backpackers are being stomped out. Yeah. Stomped out. Yeah. They're getting, I mean, it all comes back to how you present yourself at immigration. You know, if you look like a bum, like I said, you're gonna be treated like a bum. If you're rude and disrespectful, your chances of getting through immigration are slim to none, man. You just have to be respectful and be kind. That goes a long, long way, let me tell you. I heard that Indians, Russians, and Chinese took over Phuket, which is turning off Western expats. Have you heard this to be true? Yes, I've heard that. I've never been to Phuket. I want to go. I got a friend whose brother has a bar there. I'm not sure what part of the island. So I want to go, but yeah, I've heard that too. I've seen videos where they just sleep on the beach and they've got all their trash out there, and it's just really disgusting. But yeah, I've heard that. I don't know how much truth there is to that. I mean, you never know with watching videos if it's all AI generated or not. I would have to see it myself to see if it's true. But yeah, I've heard that same thing. So that's sad. All right. We can keep talking about that if you want to, guys. I mean, we got a lot of content here. We can talk about the new laws in Thailand about harassment. We can talk about the guy in the Philippines, the YouTuber in the Philippines that is under investigation for child SA. And we can talk about, the new rules coming into Thailand as far as getting let through immigration. We can go over my budget if you want. I haven't started that yet, but that was kind of what I was going to do today. But these are all great topics. What's on your mind? That's always good. So let's, since I'm caught up with chat right now, we can start on this budget thing. So here's what I do. I transfer 65,000 baht into my Thai bank account every month. Um, and the reason I do 65,000 is, to me, that's a good number, a good budget. It also is a required minimum every month to deposit 65,000 uh, baht into your bank account when you do your retirement. So I want to start getting that done. And then after my education visa is done, when I do my retirement visa, and I'll probably go through an agent for this, but hopefully uh, they can show that I've done a minimum of 12 months of 65,000 baht into my bank account. And that will suffice as far as, because when you read the requirements for a Thai retirement visa, um, it says deposit 800,000 baht into a Thai bank account, or show a minimum of 65,000 baht transferred into a Thai bank account every month for the last 12 months. So that or makes me think that I don't need to put the 800,000 in if I don't have to. If I can show that 65,000 for 12 months, that should suffice. So, but we'll see when the time comes, when this year is over and I start looking into the retirement visa. I'll work with an agent because I just want to make sure it's done right the first time. And we'll see. If I have to put in the 800,000, I will. But I'm thinking if I don't have to, I don't want to, because that's a lot of money to put into a foreign bank account in my mind. That's why I've been kind of iffy about doing it in the first place. Same with the Philippines. So we'll see what happens in a year. But that's what I do. I put in the 65,000 every month, and that way, hopefully in the year, I can show those bank statements. So that 65,000 is my budget every month. So I pay 25,000 baht for rent. That comes to about just under $800. 796 was the last time I checked on the exchange rate. I get cash out for incidentals, and this in December I took out 15,000 baht in cash. That was about $478, and so I'll cover what those incidentals, what I use those incidentals for, that cash for. My electric bill was higher than it was when I lived in Samut Prakan. Kind of goes without saying, bigger condo. I think it's probably I faced the sun a little more than I did at the other place. My condo faced the south, so I didn't get direct sunlight like I do here. My condo faces like the east southeast kind of, so I get that morning sun, and it gets warm here pretty quick in the morning. So I run my AC. I got two AC units. I got one out here and one in my bedroom. The one in my bedroom is one of the wall ones, the inverter. This one here is in the ceiling. So I think it's an older unit, and I don't think it's an inverter. So it's probably drawing more electricity than the average inverting AC unit. So that's probably why my electric bill was higher. So my electric bill came to 2,577, which is about $82 US. My water, which is the tap water, shower, washing machine, 54 baht. So that's $1.72. That's like nothing. I have my condo cleaned thoroughly once a month. I do the general cleaning, my own. But once a month I have them come in and they'll do a thorough cleaning, and that's 1,000 baht. So that's about just under $32. My Wi-Fi is 748 baht, which is $23.85. And then my cell phone, I got a Thai number. It's 427 baht, which is 1272 US. So I got those costs. And then, so with the cash, the 15,000, I'll tell you what that covers. Everything that I don't use my card to pay. So these are small dollar items or things that I can't use a card. I need cash. Like this month in December, I paid a visa extension, which was 1900 baht. And then because I left the country on an education visa, I had to get a re-entry permit so I can come back in to Thailand and keep my education visa. That was another 1,000 baht. So, but you have to pay cash. You can't use a card or anything like that at immigration. So I needed the cash for that. So that money, that 2,900 baht, came out of that 15,000 baht cash that I got out of the ATMs. My haircut. I got a haircut. I get a haircut maybe once a month. That was 350 baht. So that comes out of that 15,000. If I get street food, I just, anything that I buy like for food that's small dollar item, like 100 baht or less, I'll just pay cash for that instead of using my card. If I'm at a street vendor that doesn't take cards, then I use that. 7-Elevens, if I stop in the 7-Eleven and I need some milk or water or whatever, bathroom stuff like toilet paper or whatever, anything I need, I can stop at 7-Eleven quick and get it. I'll pay cash for that. If I want to get some food at 7-Eleven, get the Thai meals that you can heat up, for 40, 50 baht. I'll do that every once in a while. So that money goes, that 15,000 baht goes for those things. If I go out and have one beer with the guys or something, 1 or 2 beers and it's like 200 baht or less, I'll probably use that $15,000 to pay for that. I also use it to pay on my Rabbit card. So I put 1,000 baht on my Rabbit card when I need it, when it's getting low. And that's from that 15,000 cash, because I don't think they take cards. I think you have to pay cash for that. I will use, I've used on the MRT, I've used cash to pay for the MRT because the Rabbit card doesn't work for the MRT. So, but that's like 20 baht a ride. So 40 baht a day to go to, and I use it to go to my school, my class. But I started using my bank card for that. So you can just use your bank card, tap it, and you can get in and out of the MRT with that. So I started using that rather, because a lot of times I don't want to, if I don't have a lot of small bills, if I have small bills, then I will use it, but I'll use my card and tap it if it's busy and I have to wait in line to use the kiosks or, to get my coin. So it's just easier just to go up there and use my card. What else? That's about it. I mean, and I generally have, a few thousand baht left over at the end of the month that I haven't used yet. And then the money I use on my card, the expenses on my card, my Thai bank card, it was 8,157 baht. That was $260. So there were 16 times I used my card in the month of December, and those were for food and entertainment. So any high dollar time I went out to eat or had drinks or whatever, I used that card to pay for it. So I don't generally, if it's over 300 baht, I don't use the cash in my billfold to pay. I'll use the card. So 16 times in the month of December, I used my card for those expenses. Some of them were, 400 baht. Some of them were 9,000 baht. So, depending on where I went, who I was with, how much I spent, that sort of thing. So, but that came to about 8,157 baht. So about $260. So my total, and I forgot insurance. I have travel insurance, $111 a month. So my total came to 56,443 baht. And that's about $1,800. So, my 65,000 baht is about $2,100. So I'm saving about $300 a month, or on average. Now some months I'll pay a little more for things. Some months I'll pay a little less. It just kind of depends. But on average, I would say about $1,800 is pretty good average. So I'm happy with that. Now, next month in February, I'm taking a trip down to Hua Hin on a 3-day golf trip with some buddies. So my expenses will be a little higher come February. That's okay. I don't mind that. So let me know, if you guys live here or wherever you live, how's your budget? Does that seem doable for you? Now, I could probably spend more if I wanted to. I can definitely transfer more than 65,000 baht into my Thai bank account every month if I wanted to. I just don't want to because right now, 65,000 baht is a good number for me to live month to month. So I'm okay with that. But let me know what you guys think about that budget and if you think it's doable for you. Let's get caught up with the chat. Here we go. Paul Smith says, why do you think Thailand is better than the Philippines? I just think, other than a few girls that I've dated, I think Thai girls are more beautiful. I think the infrastructure is much better in Thailand than it is anywhere in the Philippines. I think the quality of the condos and the build is much, much better than they are in the Philippines. I mean, you can't really see my condo behind me, but this is quality furniture. That's quality furniture there that you don't really see in the Philippines. These blinds are really nice. They're that faux wood blinds, the fatter ones, like the 2-inch wide. And I've got those here in my balcony. I've got them in my windows in my living room and my windows in my bedroom. I mean, it's just the quality. It's got wood flooring. Everything is just better quality that you don't really get in the Philippines. I was in a nice condo in BGC, but the couch was like a bench. It was like a wooden bench with a thin pad to sit on, and just the wooden frame. So we had to go to the store, and my girlfriend and I we got throw pillows so we can have something to lean on other than wooden bench. So, and they don't have any problem with that here in the Philippines. Everything's wood, so it's just, to me, it's just better quality. The food, obviously better. The food is a bazillion times better in Thailand than it is anywhere in the Philippines. Even the Western food. When I went back to BGC, after eating Thai Western food, here in Thailand, in Bangkok, for the last year, I went back and was eating at some of the restaurants I'd eaten at before in BGC, and it just didn't taste as good. Once you've had the food here, it's just a better quality. The beef's better. Everything's just better quality. Nothing against the Philippines, mind you. I love the Philippines. I love the people there are super friendly. The women are beautiful, but it's just hard to get around there with the way the infrastructure is. And I feel bad for the citizens because it seems like the corruption level is so high in government. It doesn't matter what party's in charge. It just seems like there's corruption everywhere. And that keeps that poverty level so high in the Philippines because of that. And so it's really sad to see that. But I just love Thailand, and I just love Bangkok. There's something about Bangkok. There's that calm energy where I'm just stress free. I go back to the Philippines and it's like everything's out of stock. You want to get your favorite food and sorry, sir, unavailable. Here in Thailand and Bangkok, everything's in stock and you get what you want. So yeah, I just love it. Just joined. You're in BK or BGC now? I'm in Bangkok now. I just got back from BGC on December 30th. So I spent Christmas time there. And I had a good time for the most part. Got to see a couple of good friends, got to see my ex-girlfriend. So that was nice. But happy to be back here. If an agent does it you won't need to put the money in. Right, right. They can put that money in. I get that. Um, yeah. So, and I might do that too if I have to. If I don't have to, then that's even better. Do you have a good visa agent? Not yet. I have not even started looking around yet, but probably probably next fall I'll start looking when I come up on my 1 year education visa. I'll start looking for an agent and start talking to other expats that have experience in that. Do you buy bottled water for drinking? Yeah, I have. You can't see it. I've got two big jugs on the top of my microwave, and I order that through Lazada. And they're big jugs. They're like this big. They're not like the huge 5 gallon ones that you can purchase, but they're probably 2 gallons or yeah, maybe two gallons, and it'll last me about 2 weeks. Those two big bottles, and then I'll order more. There's like 85 baht to get two of those big jugs, and it takes about a day to get delivered here, so it comes right to my condo. Now, there's probably other places you can purchase bigger ones. I just don't have room for the big ones. I don't have enough kitchen counter space to put one of those big 5 gallon jugs on. So I'll just get the 2 gallon or whatever that is, maybe a little more than 2 gallons. But we'll go from there. And it's like 85 baht. So it's hardly anything. So you figure about 160 baht a month to buy drinking water. I'm wondering where you would recommend if someone needs help from a nurse or medical assistant for a few hours per day, the Philippines or maybe Thailand. You mean like an assisted nursing? Uh, I would say Thailand. Actually, I was looking at in Hua Hin. They've got I don't know what they call them, but in the U.S. they call them like assisted living or nursing homes or something like that. They've got those, and they're really nice. They look like regular apartments, and it's not that expensive. And you get 24-hour nursing care or medical care there. So if you need it, but it's not that expensive compared to the West, where if you're living in a nursing home or assisted care or assisted living facilities, you're paying up the wazoo. You're probably giving up all your assets and just living on Medicaid. Here, it's like not much more than paying for a condo here in Bangkok. So it's very doable. So I'm thinking maybe, my health starts to deteriorate in the next 10, 15 years or whatever. That might be the option to go if I don't have if I don't have an young Asian wife to take care of me. I'll do that. I'll look in that option. But yeah, they've got that. Now, I don't know about outpatient or coming to your place or not. I haven't really looked into that. Little nutty, but that's something you might look at. But I would think Thailand's probably better. The overall medical care in Thailand is it's much better than the Philippines, in my opinion. Thai 7-Elevens are more like a gourmet eatery. Yeah, absolutely. Try the toasties. Try the toasties at least once. A little overrated, but everybody craves about them. So you got to try once. Just get a like a ham and cheese toasty and have them toast it right there at 7-Eleven, and you just eat it on their way home. It's pretty cool. Let's see. K. Smith says, make sure you select funds for long-term stay in Thailand as the purpose or reason in the Wise Transfer drop-down menu to qualify for 65,000 baht monthly requirement for retirement. Funds for long-term stay. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, that's. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, that's good to know. So I can't remember what I put. I'll have to look it up. How's your health insurance experience? I haven't had any issues. I mean, I got sick in the Philippines. I just went to the pharmacy and they gave me some actually, yeah, they gave me some nasal spray and some pills to take for my chest congestion. When I got back here, I had this eye infection I got in the Philippines, and I just went to the pharmacy and they gave me some eye drops, and it's all cleared up now. So I haven't had to go to the hospital or anything like that. So um, my health insurance, I pay for everything out of pocket. My health insurance is strictly for major medical issues. So I knock on wood, I haven't needed that. So are you saying that the Philippines is not Western enough for you? um, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I mean, BGC is very Western, very modern. It's a great area. I just like the food here better in Thailand. Let's see. What was the YouTube vlogger under investigation for what? He was. What was the name of his channel? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it here, guys. Hang on just a second. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. Looking it up right now. Pro-Life Traveler is the name of his channel. And Asia Now did a story this morning on it. And then he did a short. Asia Now did a short showing the police at this guy's residence with a warrant to confiscate all his computer equipment, his hard drives and his laptop and all that stuff. So so I don't know. I don't know where it's gone from there. I haven't really looked into it much, but let me see if I can bring this up. I can't really. Anyway, so that's the guy, Pro-Life Traveler. I don't know where he's from. Estonia or something like that. Somewhere in Europe. He's got a really thick accent. I watched one of his videos today just to see what he's all about. And yeah, he's one of those vloggers that I see all the time. They spend all their time in these poverty-stricken provinces, and it's almost like they do it to get clicks. They take advantage of these Filipinos that are living in poverty. And I think what he's under investigation for is child SA abuse. So I'm not sure where that's at right now, but I don't want to speak out of turn. And but this is all alleged, obviously. But he is under investigation, from what I understand. So we'll see what becomes of that. But if he's guilty, get him out of here. I mean, we don't need. That's why when I was in the Philippines, I would get asked all the time. Mainly, one guy who would say, "Why don't you go to Tondo, or why don't you go to some of these poor places in the Philippines in Manila and do videos there?" It's like, why would I do that? I don't want to take advantage of these people's situation just to get views. So I really stayed away from all that. And so I don't know. There's a lot of vloggers that did that, still do. Some of them did that to start their channel, and now have kind of pivoted away from that a little bit, which is probably a good thing, but still they were doing it before. I won't mention names, but I know channels that were purposely going to these provinces to find young girls to date. I'm not saying they weren't 18, but make of it what you will. I just think it's all creepy. If you're in Pattaya, I recommended TVS. Awesome service. Okay. Well, I'm in Bangkok, so the problem I hear was a lot of these agencies, they do their work and they have to go to a certain immigration office every time. So they do their work like in Chiang Mai. If you live in Bangkok, they'll do their work in Chiang Mai. And so next year comes around and you want to do it, you have to go to Chiang Mai. So you almost have to hire them again to do the work. So you just have to kind of really get into the investigation of, which ones are good, which ones aren't. Any reason you don't use BTS Extreme Savings travel pass for commuters using BTS and MRT? Don't you use both to commute to your Thai language school on a regular? I'm not familiar with that, Steve. What is BTS Extreme Savings? I don't know what that is. How many hours do you have to spend attending classes to keep the education visa? Well, there's 4 classes a week, 2 hours each day. And they told me at the beginning, you have to go at least twice a week. That's the minimum. I try to go every day because if you miss a day, you miss a lot. And I'm there. My main purpose is to learn Thai, not to just stay on an education visa as long as I can. So I want to learn. And if I miss a day, and I've done that, I've missed days before. I've been sick or I've been in immigration. You go the next day and it's like, I don't know any of this stuff because they all learned it yesterday. So they move on fairly quickly. So yeah, 2 times a week for my school, at least. Every school is different. They have different schedules. So you just kind of have to do your research. The poverty in the Philippines is very depressing. Yeah, it is really depressing, sad. I would agree the food is better in Thailand. I'm in Mandaluyong, Philippines, and I have to cook at home. Mandaluyong is an interesting area. I stayed there for a while. And I like what's the Greenfield? Is it Greenfield, Steve? Is that the name of the area there? That's kind of a neat area. Of course, you're right near Mega Mall. Mega Mall's they got a really good food court in Mega Mall downstairs, and you can get really cheap food. So, but yeah, Mandaluyong is a pretty cool area, actually. JJ, I have a great visa agent in Sukhumvit, Soe 13. Very professional. Let me know if you would like an intro. Absolutely. Yeah. Get a hold of me on my email is scrolling right underneath there, jjthelonelybullinAsia@gmail.com. Reach out to me and yeah, I'll definitely want to get an introduction. Yes, there is in-home care in Bangkok. Yeah. Cool. That's good to know. Very affordable. Oh, nice. How much does the Thai language school cost? They have 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3. You can do all 3 levels, pay up front if you want. I did the first 2 levels. I wanted to do just 1 level to see how I do, but you can't just purchase 1 level. You have to pay for at least the first 2 levels. So I did that. That cost 25,200 baht. That does not include the extension, the visas fees, and all that. So 25,000 baht for 2 levels. If I did all 3 levels at once, I've got it written down here. I can show you. If I did all 3 levels all at once, it would cost me, I got it here, guys. Hang on. Got to be close. There it is. Okay. All 3 levels would have been 33,000, which is just under $1,000. That's for 14 months. Now, the prices have gone up because I just picked up a pamphlet for a friend the other day, and the prices have gone up a little bit. So instead of 33,000, I think it's about 34, 35,000 now. So when I do level 3, it'll be an additional 11,000 baht, which is about $330, something like that. So not bad. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. They told me when I finish level 2, if I want to do level 3, if I don't feel that I've learned enough, I can take level 2 again. There's a Filipina in my class that is really good. almost fluent in Thai, and yet she's taking level 1 again. Somebody told me in class that she's been in school for almost 3 years on an education visa. So, and she's married to a Thai. Um, but I thought, well, that's interesting. So, how long can you actually just keep going to school on an education visa? So that was my question. Is like, man, if that's the case, some people might just stay forever and just keep learning Thai and learning Thai. But yeah, I thought that was interesting that they said that. Now I don't know if there's any truth to that, um, but yeah, she's really good at speaking it. I don't know about writing and reading. We're doing that right now. We're learning to read Thai, and we're right at the end of level 1. It's been very interesting. I can read the word and pronounce it. I just don't know what it means. I don't have that vocabulary yet to know what all these words mean. Bertie says, yes, I remember this guy from Estonia. I have seen 1 or 2 of his videos. Very arrogant guy, and he is completely out of shape regarding his behaviors. This is one of those people not needed here. Absolutely. Yeah. I watched part of his one video, and he's got a lot of followers. He's got a lot of subscribers. And this one video, the thumbnail was him holding up a little girl. She looked like she maybe 12, maybe 10. But she was like, she only came up to like his elbow in height. And I know Filipinos are small anyway, but still. And he was the thumbnail was him holding her up. Like he had his arms around her waist and picked her up and just holding her like that. That was his thumbnail. I thought that was kind of creepy. But he asked her how old she was, and she said 18, and there's no way she was 18. So that might have been set up prior to going on video. It's like, hey, I'm going to ask you your age. Tell me you're 18. I don't know, but she did not look 18. She did not look close to 18. So how long do you think you will stay in Thailand? I have no plans on leaving, permanently. I'm going to stay here. My lease is a 2-year lease, so I'm here at least until the end of October 2027 here in this condo. So I don't have any plans on going anywhere. I love Thailand, so unless they kick me out, so we'll see. I don't see that happening. I'm trying to do everything by the rule book. All right, guys. So we went through my budget basically. We talked about the guy from Estonia in the Philippines who's under investigation. What else did we talk about? We talked about visas. What else is on your guys' mind? We've let me see, how far are we in? We're just over an hour in, so it's early yet. We still got 31 people on board. That's awesome. Oh, please hit the like button, guys, before I forget. Smash that like button because that really helps the algorithm when these post after the live stream. The more likes, the more that YouTube shows the video to other people. And that's how I make my money here on YouTube. The money I make on YouTube, I put it right back into my channel. So, buying equipment, whatever, so I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate the subscribing. I appreciate the super chats. You can even buy me a coffee if you want. That's always nice, always appreciated. But I want to get 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm working toward 18,000 right now. So that's a small goal. I should be able to hit that with not much problem. It would be really nice to get 25, but that's a pretty hefty goal for me. I grow completely organically. I don't pay for subscribers. I don't pay for views. A lot of these channels do. If you see a channel that grows really quick, it's probably because they bought subscribers. So that's probably why. If you see somebody that goes from 1,000 subscribers to 40,000 subscribers in, less than a month, chances are they bought subscribers. I don't do that. I don't see I don't want to spend money on empty subscribers. So, but anyway, let's see what else we have here. Paul says, do you do any online work besides YouTube? No, I dabble in stocks, but just it's kind of play money for me. I have 4 stocks that I purchased, and I just kind of buy and hold more than anything. But that's really all I do. Hey, just jumping in at the end here, JJ. We're just getting started, Evan. How's things going in Da Nang? We need to catch up. Sunday mornings, hard at work. Yeah, I hear you. You're a working man. Evan A is he's a Canadian that lives in Da Nang with his family, wife and kids, and he's a cool guy. So if you haven't checked his channel out, check it out. We've done collaborations before when I was staying in Da Nang, but yeah, he's a good guy. So definitely check his channel out if you haven't before. He's very, very informational. He does a lot of interviews, and he does a lot of good information. So yeah, rainy season almost over. Yeah, we were saying that last year this time, and it was still cold and rainy the first week in March when I left there. Let's see, rainy season almost over. Oh, I met you. I just got crying kids in the football playoffs on making pancakes. Okay. Look at you being a dad on Sunday morning, making pancakes for the kids. That's pretty awesome. Still dreaming, hoping to get to Bangkok in 2026. Yeah, if you get here, definitely let's get together. We'll do another collab. That's always fun. So I'm glad things are going well in Da Nang. I miss the beach there. That's pretty awesome area. I miss going to some of the beach bars and beach pubs and areas like that. If you haven't been to Da Nang, check it out. Put it on your bucket list. It's a really pretty cool place. So what else is on your mind, guys? We're just kind of hanging out on a Sunday, enjoying the day. It's a beautiful day outside. I don't have any plans. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I had a protein shake with my creatine. So I'll get something to eat when I get done here. I don't know if I'll eat here, or I got some eggs in the fridge. I can make some eggs, or I might go outside and get something quick. There's a street vendor right outside my condo. I usually buy a couple of sausage. They used to put it on a stick, and I told them, don't worry about putting it on a stick. Just put it in a bag, and I take it up here and I put it in bread and eat it like a hot dog. But it's like 20 baht, so it's pretty cheap. So I may do that. That might be my lunch today. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. That's part of my expenses and my 15,000 baht that I take out every month, going to the street vendors. I probably eat Thai street food maybe 3 times a week on average. Yeah, I would say that. I would go have breakfast at my favorite coffee shop, but they're closed on Sundays at 39 Craft Coffee, so I won't eat there today. Maybe tomorrow. When you go back to the U.S., you should go to a Thai restaurant and practice your language. Get their reaction on a hidden camera. I wonder if they actually speak Thai in Thai restaurants in the U.S. Because like in the Philippines, in BGC, there's a couple of Thai restaurants. So I'll walk in there and I'll speak Thai. They know how to say Sawadee ka or Sawadee kap, but that's about the extent. I mean, they're Filipinos trying to work in a Thai restaurant. Even here, I'll go to restaurants that hire girls from Burmese, from Myanmar, and they don't speak any Thai, but they speak English pretty well. So that's kind of neat. And there's a couple of bars that have Filipina waitresses here too, so which is also kind of cool too. So I don't know in the US if they would speak Thai in a Thai restaurant or not. They probably know the basics, you know, say hello, say thank you. I honestly think that a lot of things are up 100% since COVID. Some of it's exchange rate, but Thailand isn't really cheap now. I'm in Australia. I'm in Australia dollar. What do you think? Yeah, the Thai baht's really strong. And when I first came here, it was like 35 baht to the dollar, which was pretty good. Now it's like 31.5 or something like that. I haven't checked today yet. But yeah, it's not a good exchange rate for the US dollar. Compared to the Philippines, the peso is really weak to the US dollar. But the government here in Thailand knows that, and they know that it's hurting tourism because the baht is so strong. So they're working on trying to deal with that. So we'll see what happens in 2026 if they make some changes to kind of weaken that baht a little bit to help everything out. Which is odd to think, oh, we need a weaker baht to help the government. It's kind of odd to think that way, but um, we'll see what happens. We'll see what they do. Will you buy your own place, or do you think renting is better for you? Right now, I'm thinking renting is better. Now, I did watch. Who was it? Was it Patty? Patty Doyle just bought a condo. But he's been here like 7, 8 years or something like that. He's been here a while, and he's getting married. So I can understand if you've got a family, renting's probably, yeah, maybe not the greatest. Um, but you know what? I'm not right now. I'm not even interested in even thinking about buying anything right now. I might buy a motorbike if I start spending a lot of time in Hua Hin. I was looking at rentals down there long term to kind of split my time between Bangkok and Hua Hin. And if I did that, I would probably get a bike or a car to get around in Hua Hin. Not here. I don't need to do that here, but there maybe. Yeah. It's a travel pass like the rabbit card. Is it like that day pass? Because I've seen those. You can get if you travel a lot on the BTS and the MRT, you pay one fee for a day pass and you can use it all day. The problem is I don't use the. It wouldn't be advantageous to me because usually, especially with the weather as nice as it is, I don't use the BTS to get to the Asok station to get on the MRT. So I just walk it. And then I take the MRT and it's 2 stops. It's 20 baht up and 20 baht back. So 40 bahts a day. Getting the day pass wouldn't be frugal for me because if you're only spending 40 baht a day on your MRT, I don't know what the day pass is, but it's a lot more than 40 baht. I can tell you that. So that wouldn't really doesn't make sense for me. But if this travel pass is something different, I might look into that. I met one of my property managers better. I met one of my property managers. Okay. Okay. Let's see. My buddy Mike just made a video about his 76,000 US condo in Jomtien. Oh, cool. 76,000. Yeah, that's cheap. That's almost tempting, Evan. But no, I gotta no. He also has a cheaper and older condo in Bangkok that cost him about 45,000 during COVID. Wow. Yeah. Does he live in both or does he rent them out, Airbnb them, or what does he do? Is he using them as investments? I would never buy anything in Thailand. It's very affordable to lease. The problem in Thailand is selling, not buying. Yeah, there's so many. In the Philippines, is the same way. A lot of empty condo units. A lot of not so much the rentals, it's the purchasing. There's a lot of empty condos that haven't even been bought yet. New buildings going up, and the units are just sitting there empty, never been purchased. It's not a day pass. It's a new discount commuter card. for those using both MRT and BTS. Oh, cool. I will definitely check into that. Thanks, Steve, for the heads up on that. I met one of my property managers here in my condo, and we had a pretty good conversation. He spoke pretty good English. He told me he is not Thai, but Burmese. Oh, and learns his English online pretty good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those the people from Myanmar, everybody I met from Myanmar. So there's a bar down on Sukhumvit 22. It's a craft bar. It's called Burbrit Craft Beer. And I think it's owned, or at least partially owned, by someone from Myanmar, because they have a Burmese menu, and all the girls speak Burmese or Myanmar, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it these days. But anyway, they're all from Myanmar. And so, but they all speak English really well. So it's kind of a neat, and I like the place. It's kind of a neat place to go. A little pricey, but they got decent beer and decent food. So, and then the girls at PJ O'Brien's, which is owned by the same people that own O'Shea's. PJ's is up on Ekamai, between Ekamai and Brokanong. And they're all from Myanmar too. There's one girl I think that's Thai, but the other waitresses are from Myanmar. So it's interesting. Same with the ones at Laughing Tiger. They're most of them are from Myanmar. I think there's one Thai girl. Everybody else is from Myanmar. Would you take a long-term girlfriend here? Yeah, I would. I'm not in that. I'm not ready to do that yet. But if the time came and I was ready, I would definitely look into having a long-term girlfriend. That would be kind of neat to. I miss that. That's one of the things I missed in the Philippines was having my girlfriend live there. It was a great situation because she worked during the day, so I had my alone time where I could work on my YouTube, and then in the afternoon, if I wanted to go have Taco Tuesday with my friends, or Fridays at Wild West or wherever, I could do that. And she would get off at 8 at night. I'd be home, and we'd have dinner together, and we'd have the weekends together. So that was a nice situation because I had, she worked, so I had my alone time, but I had my time with her. So eventually, if that comes up here, I would want a situation like that. I would want that same situation. So, but yeah, maybe sometime in the future, it might happen. You just never know. Never say never, right? But yeah, guys, I haven't been this happy ever. I'm just living my dream. And I never thought my dream would be here in Bangkok, Thailand. I never thought my dream would be in Southeast Asia, to be honest. But I'm living it now. Being retired, stress-free. I don't stress about my job. I don't stress about money. I'm debt-free. Life is good, man. I mean, I wish I'd done this earlier. That's what I wish. You'll only save like $9 to $12 per month with the new commuter pass, but it all adds up over time. Hey, $9 to $12 is like 3 or 4 pints of beer at O'Shea's. So I'll take that savings any day. But yeah, I'll when I get done with the live stream, I'll look into that, guys. Oh, by the way, I'm posting a video. I've got it downloaded. I just need to upload it into YouTube. And it's a Q&A, kind of a Q&A video. Some of the weirder questions I've gotten over the year living here in Bangkok, and I answer those questions. So I did the video yesterday. It took me a while because I do a lot. There's a lot of B-roll on there. So hopefully you'll appreciate the effort I put into it. But it will post on the members page right after I get off this live stream this afternoon. So if you're a member, you can check it out. If you're not a member, it's only 99 cents a month. You get to see the videos before anybody else does. So if you want to check that out, please do so. I think I've got, let me look here real quick. How many members do I have right now? As of today, I have I have 23 members. It's pretty good. I like that. Um, so yeah, so check it out if you want. No pressure, but just 99 cents a month, and you'll get to see those videos before anybody else. And yeah, so I'll post that today, this afternoon. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a lighthearted video, but I spend a lot of time on it, so hopefully you'll appreciate the effort. Um, let's see, where am I at here? Could you ever envision returning to the U.S.? Not in its present state. um, it would be, I mean, I don't know. It would be tough for me to live there just because of what's going on. It's such a divisive um, environment now. And I just don't like that. And plus, it's so expensive. And, I'm living so comfortably here. I couldn't get a place like this for this price in the US. I think the minimum I would be paying would be at least twice as much. And then everything else is probably twice as much: food, transportation, because I'd have to have my car. So I'd have to pay for car insurance, gas, all of that, maintenance. So all those expenses that I don't have now would be there. So it would be a little tough for me to live there right now. I mean, I could probably do it, but I wouldn't be as comfortable as I am now. So to be honest with you, I don't see me moving back there unless something critical came up, like my health, and I had to go back or something like that. Or I got deported or something. Did you hear about the new discovery of the biggest oil reserve in the world? What a benefit to the U.S. Where's that? You're talking about Venezuela? Show us some of the videos so we can know whether you're worth it. Well, the videos will post first at the on the members page, and then it'll go public, like 3 or 4 days later. So the videos you see public are the ones that you would see first before anybody else does. So, but yeah, if you had your time over again, how much earlier would you be doing what you are doing now? All right, so let me give you a little history on what my situation was. So, and I've done a video on this a while back. I may do another one because I got a lot of subscribers that haven't seen my old videos. But in 2012, I got divorced, and I started trying to do the dating scene in the U.S., and it was miserable. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I could do a movie on this because you got everything from wild, crazy, sexual starved woman that couldn't wait to go upstairs to the bedroom. She was stripped naked on my stairs, crazy stuff like that, to texting a woman. It's like, we match on, Plenty of Fish or whatever the site was at the time. It's like, hey, would you like to meet sometime? Yes, I would. Okay, I'm typing. It was Wednesday. It's like, hey, I usually go over to this place on Wednesdays. They have happy hour, and you want to meet there? And she responds, oh, so you get to choose where we go? I'm thinking, okay. So then I respond, oh, no, not necessarily. Where would you like to go? Swear to God, guys, her next response was, oh, so I have to choose? So dating in the West was crap. It was a total crap show. Anyway, so I'm working at this small tech school in Indianapolis, and every day this guy, he had to have been 70 if he was a day. He would show up in this beat up old red pickup, and he dropped this beautiful Asian girl off, and she was our cleaning lady. And it was a small building, only 2 stories, and she would clean the whole place. She would empty the garbage, she would dust, she would mop the floors, clean the restrooms. She'd do all that, and then at the end of the day, 6 p.m., he would show up in his rickety old red pickup, and she would get in and she'd go home. So I'm asking around and find out she's Filipina. So I'm thinking she had to have been maybe 30, maybe 35 at the most. And he was like 70. And I'm thinking, oh, she seems so sweet. And we would talk to her. And for her birthday, she brought all this food to us. She cooked it all herself, and she brought the whole staff food for her birthday. And I'm talking to her, and she's super sweet. I'm thinking, well, this guy can do it. Why can't I? So, so I got on a dating site like Date in Asia or something like that, and I found a match. I found this girl, and we started talking. And this was probably 2014, maybe 2015 at that time, and started talking to this girl online. And she was an OFW, overseas foreign worker. She was Filipina, but she was working in Hong Kong, taking care of a family there. And it was 2015, and we started talking about, hey, maybe I'll come visit you. And I've never been out of the country before. I didn't even have a passport at the time. So this is like July of 2015. So she goes, yeah, I've got a vacation coming up in December. I'm going back to the Philippines to see my kids. She had 2 kids, my family. So it's like, okay. So, and I'm new to all this. Is like, why would somebody work in another country and be away from their family? I didn't know the whole dynamic of OFWs back then. So I said, okay, I got to get a passport. So I went to the post office, got my picture, and filled out the passport information. And then in October, I got my passport. So I was so thrilled. So we'd FaceTime, and I showed her my passport, and we're so excited. And it's like, I never had a passport before and never been out of the country. So booked my flight for December for over Christmas. And it was super expensive because it was like late October, and you're only a month and a half away, and it's in the high season. So you're paying a lot. I think I paid $2,800 for a ticket. So I did that. I went there, flew into Manila. Weirdest thing. You walk outside of Manila, and my phone, I couldn't get data on my phone to work, so she wasn't replying to me, so I didn't know if she was going to be there or not. So I walk out of the airport, and back then, 2015, it was a weird situation. You walk out, and right across the street, there's a fence, and there were literally hundreds of Filipina women on that other side of the fence, waiting for their foreign boyfriend to show up at the airport. And there were hundreds of them. I swear to God, it was the weirdest, surreal moment in my life. And I'm looking around, and it's like, I don't know. I hadn't talked to her. I hadn't messaged her. I don't know if she's there or not. What am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. I finally hear this baby, and I turn around, and there she is coming around the gate. And the first thing that shocked me was how small she was. It's like, oh my God, you're tiny. And so anyway, so I got the fever, guys. And that was 2015. Our relationship, I went back a couple other times, but we ended up breaking up. And then I got another girlfriend. We ended up breaking up in 2020. But long story short, I guess, or short story long, if I had at that point, I wanted to move to Asia. And I actually had a chance to move to China, Shenzhen, China, in 2016 to teach English. And I had the contract all signed, ready to go. It was a 15-month contract. And at the last minute, I got a job offer at a university in Louisville, Kentucky. And I chickened out. I took that job instead. So if I had done that, who knows where I'd be today. But I don't know if I would be able to have retired earlier. But looking back now, I think everything worked out for the right reasons. I'm here today. I probably wouldn't be here today doing this if I'd taken that job in China, it probably would have been a completely different track in my life. So everything happens for a reason, guys, and I'm happy where I'm at, and everything worked out. Thankfully, I've got my health, so even retiring at a later date, even though it's earlier than what I had planned to retire, um, I'm still healthy and I'm still having a good time. So there you go. Sorry, I got a little lengthy on that one, but give us a taste of the video either verbally or visually, or we'll have to determine you're not where you are living. I'm not sure what you mean. Not where I'm living. I'm living here. I don't know I'm not sure what you mean, Keith. Hmm. JG, I never felt that happy than this 4 weeks in Bangkok. Oh, not even in the Philippines. Thailand seems to be 100 times better than the Philippines in terms of infrastructure. Yeah, it does, Bertie. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you had a good time. You'll have to get back here soon. Where am I living? I'm living in Bangkok. I'm living in Phrom Phong, which is just off Sukhumvit Road. I'm about an 8-minute walk to the BTS. I'm probably about halfway between Sukhumvit and Rama 4. So, I mean, you watch my videos. If you haven't watched my videos, watch my videos because I'm out in Bangkok all the time. I do all my videos out in Bangkok. I don't do, very rarely do I do a video here. I do my live streams and that's about it. The United States of America is the best. I love America. I love the U.S. I just don't like what's going on right now. I will definitely come back. I love Bangkok, but next time I'll live closer to the city. Yeah, you're kind of out in the boonies a little bit, off of Bering, which is a great area. They got a great night market there. Okay, we're going to bypass this guy. We don't need to get political, guys. We're going to put you in timeout. Sorry. We don't do political stuff here, guys. I don't care what your leanings are, right or left or dead center. It doesn't matter. We do not do political here. I do not have any property in the U.S. I sold it when I got divorced. Yeah, we got that. We know you do. Venezuelans might not be too happy about it, however. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Venezuelans seem to be pretty happy about what happened. You can stay away from America. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Was the divorce expensive? It was, because the first attorney I had was a total dipshit and she dropped the ball big time. And so it drug on for like a year and a half before I talked to a friend of mine. This was in Indianapolis, right? And a friend of mine lives in Noblesville, which is just north of Indianapolis. And I was talking to him one day and I said, he's a lawyer. And I said, do you do divorce? She goes, yeah, that's what I do. Divorce. That's it. I go, do you ever work in Marion County in Indianapolis? He goes, no, normally I just do Noblesville. He goes, but I can if you want. I go, yeah. And I told him the situation. He goes, okay, first thing you need to do is type out a letter saying you're firing your attorney. Her services are no longer needed. Go to the office, give her that or give them that, get all the files, and then bring the files to my office. So I did that. And he went through everything and he goes, why is this dragging on so long? And I said, because this chick is horrible. So he ended up, at that point, it was just separation, legal separation. It wasn't even, we didn't even file. I left and she filed legal separation. And then my new attorney, my buddy, he goes, okay, you need to just file for divorce. So he motioned for a divorce, and so that got things rolling. And you know, I think with this first attorney, I had like I paid her so much up front, and then um, I had like um, checks that I'd written out for like payments, and this is how incompetent she was. She never cashed any of those checks in, so I canceled them. And she was trying to become a judge. That's what her thing was. So she was so worried about and so busy trying to um, be elected or appointed as a judge that she dropped the ball on my case, basically. So my friend took over, and he's going through all the documents, and he goes, "Isn't your wife a teacher?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Does she have a pension?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, she never put it on here. She never declared it." He goes, "We can get half of that because she didn't declare it." It's like, oh crap. So I could have gotten half of her pension, her teacher's pension, but I didn't. I just said, you know what? I'm okay with that. I overpaid child support, so she had to pay me back on the child support. So I said, I just want to get done with it. And so he said, okay, no problem. So I don't remember the total cost. This was back 10, 11 years ago, but it wasn't super expensive. I think he probably gave me a little bit of a discount, but I'm so glad I'm over it. Once that divorce was final and my son reached of age and I didn't have to pay child support anymore, I stopped contacting her. It was over at that point. I don't know who you're talking about. I assume you're talking about the guy that I put on on timeout. I'm working on staying on this stream. Okay. I've completely given up on dating in the West. It's horrible. Yeah, I agree with you. So much easier here. Who are you talking about, dude? I don't know. What the? I'm going to put you on timeout too because I don't know who you're talking about, and you just keep blah blah blahing. Play nice. The end of the story is you're not an idiot, or you're an idiot. The end of the story is you're an idiot. Don't know who you're talking about there, Keith. Got a lot of trolls today. I just spit up my coffee. Thanks. Hope it wasn't too hot. I'm off to R&R. Enjoy your Sunday, brother. You too, Evan. Take care. Who are you? How old are you now? How old am I? 67. For another month and a half. Love your channel. Just joined your live stream from work at a hospital in the U.S. LOL. I'm hoping to make my first trip to Thailand later this year. Awesome, Eric. Well, hopefully, if you're in the area, look me up. Always like to meet subscribers. It's always fun. I have limited experience with the Philippines, but it seems the only thing the Philippines has over Thailand are Filipinas. Yeah, I think you're probably right. They have some things. People who have never seen other countries think that the U.S. is the greatest, just saying. Yeah, I mean, when I went to Vietnam, it's like everything I heard about Vietnam in the U.S. was like, this is nothing like what I heard growing up. It's a communist country, but it doesn't feel like what we think of communism. So yeah. Good morning from Lumpini Park. All right, say hi to the monitor lizards for me. Hey, bro, Jesus loves you. Hope you're having a great night. Thanks, Mrs. Longbottom. You too. Appreciate it. Does your kid or ex-wife watch your channel, and what do they think? I don't think so. They've never said anything, so I'm pretty sure they don't. My son's doing his own thing, and my ex-wife, I don't really care what she does. It doesn't bother me. All right, we are caught up with chat. We're about an hour and 45 minutes in, so we'll keep going. We got 40 on board right now. So, what's on your mind, guys? We had to put a couple of people in timeout for not playing nice. Would you get married again? I don't. I don't think so, but never say never. I don't know. I mean, if the right woman came aboard and I was ready to settle down, maybe. I don't know. I will never say never, but definitely not with a Western woman again. Definitely no. There is no convincing evidence of any gods. Now we're talking religion. Oh my gosh, this chat's all over the boards. You can't time out people in real life. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't. But you can remove them from your circle. So that's pretty easy to do. I've had to do that with a couple of friends of mine. What does the start mean after my name in the chat? The start? Start. I don't know what you mean by start. This little thing here, it's not a star. That means you're a member. And so thank you for being a member. Yeah, that means you're a member. If you're weak. A lot of cryptic messages. I don't know who you're talking about on a lot of these, but oh well. It is what it is. All right. Let's see. Nice day today. It was 70 when I started this stream at 9 o'clock this morning. Supposed to get up to like 87 today, so it's going to be a perfect day. I'll probably go out and have lunch, hit the gym, maybe go get my steps in at Benjikitty or Benjisiri Park. Yeah, just have a day, have a regular day. Did sick grandpa create a few dummy accounts? Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Or that other guy, what's his name? Craig and Cebu. That guy's he's a hot mess. You can check his channel out. If you live with a woman and she quits her job, is it like the Philippines? They can say you need to pay them if you split. I suppose I would never do that, though. I would never have a woman quit her job and move in with me because if it doesn't work, then I feel obligated to take care of them. If they have their job, then they're on their own, just like it was before, So I would never have them quit their job. Someone said Jesus loves you. That's why I said there's no convincing evidence of any God. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, everybody has their opinion. At 67, some men opt to get clipped. Are you still a bull or are you technically a steer? I got clipped after my son was born. So I'm a bull in name only, lonely bull. Yeah, TMI, exactly. Could you see yourself moving to Vietnam or Cambodia to live? I have no desire to go to Cambodia. It just seems like a poor man's Philippines to me. Vietnam, maybe. When I first moved here to Thailand, I was staying half the time in Da Nang, Vietnam, which was kind of cool. But I got rid of my lease there and just concentrated on here because I can go to Vietnam anytime and get really cheap condo or hotel that's really nice and not have to pay a monthly rental. So, yeah, I love Da Nang, Vietnam. But Cambodia, I've never been there, but I really don't know. I don't think I could live there. Why so many trolls on your live today? Is it a full moon? Something. I don't know. Something in the water. They've been drinking the tap water in Asia. Super odd comments today. Yeah, exactly. Hey, JJ, I'm coming to Bangkok in February. You know what the weather will be. Um, it will depend on the burning season up north. If if the smog and the pollution drops low enough to like the Bangkok area, there may be days that are kind of rough. It'll be warmer than it is now, but you should be okay. It shouldn't be too horribly bad. February is when the weather starts getting a little warmer here. Top three dating apps in Bangkok. I don't know. I would say probably Bumble, Tinder, and Thai Friendly. I would say those are probably the top three. Have you discovered any new restaurants, cafes, bars, etc.? Well, so I went in back in over Thanksgiving. We went and had a buffet dinner at Bourbon Street, which is on Ekamai. Um, Really good Cajun food. I'd eaten there one other time. They had really good Cajun food, but they had a really nice Thanksgiving buffet with the turkey, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes and gravy, the whole works. Um, and then I ate at PJ O'Brien's for Christmas dinner, which was a really good buffet too. Let's see, new restaurants. I'm trying to think. Um, well, like I said earlier, Berberit craft beer on Sukhumvit 22. That's pretty good. I had food there the other day. It was okay. The food was okay. They have Burmese food, Burma food or Burmese food that I haven't tried there yet, so I might try that. But their craft beers are pretty good. I think you'll like that. Um, Trying to think where else I've been that's new. I'll have to think about that one. Did it hurt when you got chipped? Jeez. I had to sit on a bag of ice for a few days. I got a vasectomy 3 years ago, not taking that risk. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, didn't the trash all over the beaches in Da Nang bother you? There was no trash in Da Nang at all. They clean those beaches up every morning. I didn't see any trash. Um, yeah, so wasn't a problem. What is up with people going to Isan area to meet women? Any good? I don't know. I've met a couple of girls down here that are from Isan, and they're beautiful. So I would say there's probably something to that. There's probably a little more conservative, a little simpler lifestyle. They're probably not as westernized, I would say. So yeah, I would think there's something to meeting an Isan girl. Isan is up in the northeast part of Thailand. Has the recent visa changes reduced the number of expats you see? Um, so we're in high season. So I see a lot of families here now, young families. Like you're looking at the husband and wife are probably in their, you know, 30s or 40s, and they've got kids that are, you know, in their early teens or younger. I see a lot of that. So I think the quality is better, maybe not the quantity as much, but you still see a lot of. I see a lot of Indian tourists here. I see a lot of other Asian people here. Hard to tell if they live here or if they're just visiting, but you can kind of tell the Westerners if they're visiting, if they're tourists, because they either have a backpack on or their eyes are about this big around, and because they're lost or they're like in wonder of Thailand. It's like when I first came to Bangkok. So I kind of see that. Or they're like at the MRT or the BTS and they're staring at the map for like 5 minutes straight, trying to figure out which train, which station to get on, which platform to be on. So it's kind of fun to watch. But yeah, it doesn't feel as busy as it did last year this time. But I think, like I said, I think the quality of people visiting here is probably a little higher than it was before. Have you considered checking out an English church service in Bangkok? Somebody told me about one the other day, but I haven't checked it out. As a single guy your age, what contingency plans contingency plans. Let's see. What contingency plans for a medical emergency are prudent? So my insurance covers medical emergencies, including emergency flight back to the U.S. So that's my contingency plan. My other plan is to find a young Thai girl to live with me and take care of me when I get old and decrepit. That's my plan. We'll see. I'll let you know if it works. Thai friendly is mainly freelance girls. Yeah. If they're under 30, chances are, I would say 90% of them are freelancers. I've been planning on doing this video for a while, but I got to figure out how to do it and be discreet because I don't want to put girls' faces up there. And I see guys do that and they don't seem to get in trouble, but I don't want to be that guy. But I want to do a video on how to tell if a girl's a freelancer without her telling you she's a freelancer on these dating sites. One way to tell is if there's nothing on their profile, like they have nothing written, like I'm looking for a relationship or anything like that. Or if the only thing on their profile is like their Instagram name or their WhatsApp number or their line, that's usually a sign that they're a freelancer. Another dead giveaway is the pictures. If they're posing in skimpy outfits, all bikinis, all lingerie, or if they're in every picture, they're in a different hotel room, those are dead giveaways. Or if they're at a bar where it's like, oh, that's a short time bar. That's a bar girl bar. Those are pretty much dead giveaways. But generally speaking, if they're under the age of 30, or if they're under the age of 30, and if you scroll down and you see the age that they're looking for, and it says 18 to 60, chances are they're a freelancer. If they're a 20-year-old girl, a Thai girl, and they say they're looking for 18 to 60-year-olds, dude, it's transactional. Those are just some of the ways to tell. Yeah, we already talked about that. You mentioned in the past how much you like live music. What are some of your favorite live music venues in Bangkok? I like, there's a small one in Prakanong, right behind W District, called Fishbone. On Thursdays, they have a really good 3-piece band there that does a really good job. They play good music. Saxophone Pub over there, up on the north end on Sukhumvit, over by Victory Monument. Take the Victory Monument BTS exit, and it's right around the corner there. Say Black Cabin. Black Cabin's another neat area, neat place, neat venue. And then you just go to some of these, like Sukhumvit 11, and you go into Hillary 3 or Hillary 11. They've got great live music. There's another bar called Modern Teen, right there on 11, right before you get to Sukhumvit. If you're walking toward there, they have good live music. If you're on Sukhumvit 4, Soe 4, a lot of those venues have live music. Stumble In, what else? The Hillary 1, Hillary 2, they all have live music. There's a lot of there's a place that has a really good Filipino band. I don't know if they're still there or not. Last time I was there, it's called it's right on Sukhumvit. It's called Penalty Spot. And the last time I was there, which was a few months ago, they had a Filipino band that was really good. So there's a lot of good places. That's just off the top of my head thinking about them. If I thought a while, I could maybe I'll do a video and cover all those areas. But yeah, there's some really good. I love watching live music, and Bangkok is a great place for that. Have you walked the new section near Benjikiti Park near the Long Mile? Yeah, I did a video there a while back, just walking around there. But you can get from Benjikiti to Lumpini taking that green. They call it the Green Mile, I think, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, the parks here are amazing. I heard you mention that you sometimes go to Hua Hin for golfing weekends with the boys. Is Hua Hin a place you would consider retiring in? Why or why not? Thanks. I have not yet gone on the golfing weekend there, but I plan to next month. I was actually going to do it in December, but it ended up not going. But yeah, I actually looked at when I get old, when I get older, losing my hair many years from now, I may get an assisted living place there because they've got those places that are fairly cheap. They've got them here in Bangkok too, I think, but I think it's a little more expensive, but it's very affordable. So, yeah, Hua Hin would be a place I would consider later on in life, maybe, if I don't get that young Thai girl to take care of me. Isan is the poorest Thai province. Yeah, that's what I hear. Because medical insurance costs, do you see yourself back in the U.S. later on? Not really. I don't think so, unless something catastrophic happened to my health that I had to go back to the U.S. I don't see me doing that. Is soap not ubiquitous in the Philippines? Frequent hand washing is generally a good idea to avoid conjunctivitis and so many other issues, especially when you have a habit of touching your face. I don't know. Usually the picture are a giveaway. Yeah. Also their ability to speak English. Right. Yep. Medical insurance premiums are quite expensive in your later years. Yeah, I get it. But it doesn't matter where you're at. It's going to be expensive. I mean, the only thing I would, if I couldn't afford medical, I'd probably have to go back to the U.S. and use my Medicaid or Medicare. But I don't see that happening. Lots of the bands in Thailand are Filipino. Yeah. If you ever decide to join the Dream Team and change your channel name, Ace Bachelor JJ is open. Oh my God. Or I could do Sick JJ, Sick Grandpa JJ, or JJ Drama or something like that. My timeline to move to BGC and then to BKK is 4 to 5 years. I can't wait to get there and set up my YouTube channel and feud with Sick Grandpa. Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to watch. Have you dated any of the African ladies? No, I have not. You should ask Gio when he gets back from Kenya. Ask Gio about that. Gio on the go. Can I ask, did you still keep your Medicare? I've got the free one. I didn't do the other part because it doesn't make sense to be over here. You can't use it. So I don't pay for the other part of my Medicare. Looking for other expats that want to travel to Vietnam or Thailand. How do I locate? Might be more fun than solo. Yeah, I mean, I think you could probably look on Facebook. There's probably Facebook groups all over the place that you can go and join, and you'll be fine with that. Gio does like the chocolate. Yeah, I guess. I like the milk chocolate. He likes the dark chocolate, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Thanks for the live. Have a great week and stop deleting my comments on your uploads. It's better for your algorithm if you keep them up. Engagement is good. Just don't be a snob about things, That's, I don't mind your normal comments, but if you start trolling, then I'm not gonna put up with that, But Penn is worth a visit. Okay, I might check that out. Enjoy your day, JJ. I'm going to the gym, then hit Thai friendly. There you go. Get all pumped up and then go for it. All right, guys. Where are we at here? We are. How far are we in here? Oh, just over 2 hours. So, yeah, I think I'm going to call it, guys. It's 11 o'clock, a little after 11 o'clock here. Let's see. Which gym do you recommend in Bangkok? Jets is a nice gym. There's a lot of good ones. I just use the one in my condo. I don't go overboard, but it's got it's got free weights. It's got some dumbbells and you know it's got a leg and upper machine. So it's got everything I need for my basic workouts. Good live. Have a nice day. Have a nice Sunday. You too, Rick. You guys have a great time. Thanks for coming on board today. We will post that video on the members this afternoon, and then it'll go public later on today. So before you leave, hit that thumbs up for me. I would appreciate that. And you guys have a great time and a great rest of your day or night. And go Indiana Hoosiers. But my Nebraska basketball team beat the Hoosiers in basketball at Indiana. So we're still undefeated there. And the Indiana football team's undefeated. So they're playing Miami next week for the national championship. Who'd have thunk it? But all right, guys, have a great one. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.